This conference will now be recorded.
Well, good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you for everybody for taking time to join us and for this conference call this morning. And I'm confident that we're all going to learn some really interesting information about Rise Empowerment Pop-Up Market from our presenter this morning. First of all, I remind you all that this call is being recorded, that members of the media have been invited to participate, and you can fully anticipate a story as a result of the presentations and the information here today. I do want to let you folks know that the presentation will be posted on the Chamber website, on our YouTube site later this afternoon as well. And so if you have to jump off and you miss a portion of it, you certainly are welcome to join and to hear the entire presentation. Do want to let you folks know that there are several things going on here at the Chamber, and I will share that information with you at the conclusion when we conclude the call a little bit later today. Well, first of all, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Mable Cannings. She has distinguished herself as a force throughout her very, very successful 30-year career. Her first professional job was in college as a volunteer coordinator for the Job Corps of America, which landed her the coveted recognition of Volunteer of the Year, which is an incredible honor, which also resulted in a VIP tour of the White House and ceremonies with the Secretary of Labor presenting the award. The event spun national media stories about Mable and her success as a single mom in helping other economically disadvantaged people to reestablish their lives while managing their own. I've had the pleasure of working on and off with Mable in my 5-year here at the Chamber, and it is truly inspirational to see her energy and her passion for helping others and running a successful small business. And it is indeed my pleasure to introduce to you Ms. Mable Cannings. Good morning, Mable.
Good morning. How are you today? Shall I go ahead? All righty. Thank you very much for inviting me to this Stakeholders Conference today. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about the who, the what, and the why, and how of RISE. You might know the organization 21/7 Association. They issued an RFP due on June the 15th of this year that would identify change agents who would apply in 3 areas: youth and family, safety, and economics. And this call resonated very deeply with me when I heard about it. So acting as Charisma Events Management, I responded with RISE, an empowerment program to bring aspiring and fledgling entrepreneurs out of the closet. Charisma Events Management mantra is creative solutions for bringing people and programs together. We are event planners, communicators, and connectors. It would be a perfect challenge to create a platform for entrepreneurs and small business owners in the African American community to rise. We're not a political program, but we are woke. And why do I say that? Clearly, if you are awake in Nacogdoches, you know we got a problem. When the youth don't have these solid role models that are successful, they're growing up and acting out in the community streets instead of focusing on the future. There is high crime and high poverty, over 43%. There has been disinvestment in the community for many years. And really nothing has changed, Wayne, since I've been here for over 40 years. There is zero minimal growth in our community, and there is a declining and dilapidated infrastructure, very little innovation. And in these enclaves, you find a lot of isolation. And there's a foreboding feeling that no one cares about our community issues. And this kind of background breeds hopelessness. And these are the things that keep me up at night. In spite of these things, I see great potential. However, I see complete untapped potential in the entrepreneurs and business owners in our communities that keep getting up, keep pushing and grinding every day. And that's why I'm optimistic, because it takes strength, it takes courage, it takes character to push a dream out against the odds when you're surrounded by stagnation. My vision, rise, is a verb, you know, and I've coined it, reach inside and shift the energy. Let's not focus on the hopelessness, but hope. Let's not focus on isolation, but engagement. Let's not focus on poverty, but abundance. Let's not focus on equality, but doing business on the level playing field by equipping ourselves. We want to look inside our communities, colleges and universities, government and churches that support women and minorities to extract those things that can help build up all of those small businesses who keep showing up and who keep demonstrating that they're capable to be successful, capable in being successful, even in the absence of evidence sometimes. RISE wishes to highlight them and to showcase their offerings in a myriad of venues. This change in trajectory will empower families and create a ripple effect in our community and in our region. How do we do this? Through training and education. We want to get our people the right tools, education, and information they need to thrive and to take action. We want to mount an effective plan to increase their engagement and participation in decision-making. We want them to get certified where applicable as WBEs and MBEs. We want them to prepare and to be able to meet all the requirements and the rigors. We want to be able to operate our businesses professionally and profitably. We want to lift up the community to inspire hope for our youth. When we educate ourselves, we will be able to walk through the door of opportunity and take our rightful place. Secondly, through networks and partnership with the Chamber of Commerce, Small Business Development Center, banks, and other experts in the community. We want to identify where the gaps in services exist so that we can retool, sharpen to fit, and line up. We want to identify where the gaps in the outreach efforts exist that sometimes overlook people of color, and make sure that the right information is disseminated in our communities. We want to identify where the opportunities are and to explore them. And as a result, our hope is when we strengthen our minority businesses, we will overrun with deep growth. Innovation will be commonplace, and there'll be a stronger sense of ownership and inclusion because we will be ready. Then our youth can have hope and confidence in the future, and they will begin to mimic our success. Therefore, RISE is not just an event, but a movement. RISE is a way of galvanizing the community by improving understanding and valuing and showcasing everyone's gifts and talents. RISE will host monthly meetups with local entrepreneurs. We'll hear from local experts. We'll network. We'll meet with procurement managers, and we'll learn where those gaps exist from city, state to federal. RISE will host a wide range of quarterly workshops with the help of, as I mentioned, the SBDC and other local experts, starting with topics like starting a business, business operations, financial literacy, marketing, developing banking relationships, establishing business credit, to list a few. So mark your calendar. Our first RISE pop-up market will be occurring this month, September the 25th at 9 a.m. at the C.L. Simon Recreation Center, kicking off with Where's the Money by Legacy Institute for Financial Education and SBDC at Angelina College will be on hand to handle questions, and they'll host a table as well. Free admission all day for the pop-up market, fun for the whole family with live entertainment on the hour, food trucks outside, live presentations, and a wide range of business owners up close and personal. Thus, we have registered entrepreneurs in automotive industry, health, dentistry, beauty, salons, artists, a restaurant, martial arts studio, fashion, jewelry, advertising specialties, books, and publishing. But we still have space for more entrepreneurs to register, and we need sponsorship. So if you would like to make a referral of a business that we've not discovered or had an opportunity to reach, please feel free to contact me on my personal line at 936-652-7801. And we invite all of you, chamber members, to come out and support these entrepreneurs. We really need it. In conclusion, it's going to take a village. Our community must come together, ordinary citizens, educators, chambers of commerce, economic development groups, city hall, business owners, church leaders, to figure out how to truly have a robust and empowered city that is inclusive of everyone, where we begin to break down the barriers and close the wealth gap. And I end with 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves, pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, I will heal their land. I trust you will rise, and Christ will shine on you. Contact me if you have further questions. Mable Cannings, 936-652-7801.
Thank you, Ms. Canning, for that presentation. Excuse me. First of all, your timing to this presentation couldn't be any better from the chamber standpoint. This Thursday, our board of directors will conduct its annual board retreat where we will prioritize our objectives. And if it's consistent with the previous retreat preceding the pandemic, minority engagement certainly will be high on the priority list for the coming year. And hopefully we can partner with you and your colleagues to help facilitate this program and to help make a real positive impact here in Nacogdoches County. So that's more of a statement than it is a question, but I want to thank you and congratulate you on this. Any questions of Ms. Cannings? Maybe what we will do is we will post in the chat column your contact information as well.
Okay.
Kelly has already posted it, and so if anybody is interested in helping partner, please, I encourage you to do so. There are many people on this call today that certainly would be likely partners to help you move this program forward in a positive, meaningful way.
Yes, thank you very much.
Any other questions? Well, again, thank you very much, Ms. Cannings, for this presentation, and I would encourage you to stay online and hear the presenters that follow on their respective areas. I'll start with the president of Stephen F. Austin State University. It is wonderful, President Gordon, to see the campus full and the streets full and the stores full, and thank you for all you and your colleagues are doing to open up Nacogdoches. Good morning, sir.
Well, good morning. And, there's a lot of things I apologize for, but having a lot of traffic on North Street and having to wait for a long time to turn east on Star Avenue from North Street is not something I apologize for, because we are back. We are in full swing, and it's great to have all the students and the energy back to campus and to Nacogdoches. And one of the things I wanted to tell this group is, many of you probably know that myself our enrollment team, our advancement team, our alumni team, several of our board members, including Nancy, who's on the call, participated in a SFA summer road tour. And the thing that I really came away from with that road tour was that not only do our students love SFA, their faculty and their experiences, but they love Nacogdoches and they love to get back. And I hope we see that the homecoming this year, which is the last weekend of October, that we see a ton of those alumni getting back and enjoying the community and all the new and great things the community has to offer. I will also say that now that the students are back, we are also getting more events back on campus. And so look at our website to find out all of the events. But two big things happening this weekend. We are essentially opening up our new athletic conference, the Western Athletic Conference, the WAC, and that starts on Thursday of this week, where SFA plays Northern Arizona, and that's in volleyball and at Shelton Gym. And for a lot of you who may not know, Northern Arizona, their nickname is the Lumberjacks. Well, this is the battle of the Lumberjacks to see who is the ultimate lumberjack. And so that occurs Thursday. We have another game against Louisiana Lafayette on Friday, and then Saturday afternoon against Texas A&M Corpus Christi. A big opening weekend for football, where our football team opens its WAC conference opener with Tarleton State, and that's going to be a good game, a big game, and it's the Battle of the Purple, and the Lumberjack Purple will prevail. I am confident. Enrollment. A lot of people are interested about enrollment. We don't have the final numbers yet. We won't have those until the 12th day of classes. I can tell you, though, that we do have an increase in our new student population. As far as returning and so on, we'll need to be waiting until the 12th day because people are still registering. COVID, I was hoping by this time we'd all be finished and moving on from COVID, but we aren't. In fact, this morning I just got an update, and the numbers have increased. We're up to 53 active cases here on campus, and that currently is the highest number we've had since the pandemic started. Students in isolation, right now we're at 7, and that is not the highest number. Last academic year, I think at one point we had like 18 or so students in isolation. So the numbers are increasing. We're doing all we can to mitigate and encouraging folks to wear masks and encouraging folks to get vaccinated. And we're keeping a close eye on that. The other thing I wanted to talk about, we had our first student who passed the ground portion of the aviation exam and had just started to take flight, so to speak, and is now doing the air portion. And we'll have several students who will follow that, but very, very exciting. We have a large group of students. We were looking for about 20. I believe now we have over 20 students for that inaugural class. And all that is up and running, and things are going well here, and it's good to be back. That's my report.
Well, thank you, President Gordon. Any question for Dr. Gordon?
I have one. Dr. Gordon, does the university have a minority procurement program or process?
Yes, we do.
Yes,
okay. It's our hub program, and if you need or want any of the data from our use of underrepresented businesses, we can get that to you.
I would love it, and perhaps we could have you out sometime to talk about how
sure
we could tap into
Mable if you would send me an email, it's just
Okay.
scott.gordon@sfasu.edu. I can get those numbers to you today.
.sfa.
Scott.gordon@sfasu.edu.
Okay. Thank you. I
Yep.
appreciate that.
Any other questions for Dr. Gordon?
Dr. Gordon, you may want to mention the events that you have attended to recognize the some of the high schools in the state. I know that
Yeah.
have received a lot of kudos. I know the folks in Jasper, they said, man, he has a lot of energy. They were so complimentary of you coming out and meeting with them that day. It meant a lot to those school districts.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, we have all the DECA schools, and I believe there's what, six or seven or eight of them, which we announced as distinguished high school partners. And then we just last week we were up in Dallas, where Allen High School, which is the largest high school in Texas, was announced as a distinguished high school partner. And then over the next several weeks, we'll be having a group of distinguished high school partnership announcements, including one right here in Nacogdoches County, which I'll leave that to the marketers to get that out and advertise. I'll leave you in suspense a little bit.
Well, thank you, Dr. Gordon. Any other questions for Dr. Gordon? Again, thanks for all you folks are doing over there and keeping enrollment up and the classes rolling. And we pray that we've seen the worst of the COVID impacts there and other places, and everybody can be back at their desk like me. So there you go. Thank you, Dr. Gordon.
Thank you.
I'm pleased to welcome this morning the President and CEO of the Nacogdoches Economic Development Corporation, Larissa Philpott. Good morning, Larissa.
Good morning, Wayne. I hope you guys are all doing well. I have a couple of calendar announcements, and I see that Juan Gonzalez is on the call, and if he is okay with it, I'm going to throw one of these to him. But we do have a job fair coming up at the City Recreation Center on Thursday, the October 16th. It is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If businesses are interested in registering as an employer, please contact Mary Frances Bradford in my office. Our number is 559-1255. And then please share the word with your friends. I know everyone out there is hiring, so we need to get good attendance out there to get these jobs filled. Juan, if you were okay with it, I'd like to throw it to you to talk about the financial literacy classes coming up in September. Are you able to talk? He may have logged on and stepped away. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cover it then. So our financial literacy classes, that one is on our NEDCO committee for entrepreneurship. We have been doing business classes or business entrepreneurship classes taught entirely in Spanish. And in starting September 16th, we will be hosting financial literacy classes in Spanish. These are going to cover things like how to get a loan, how to work with banks, things like that. And we'll have them from 6 to 7:30 p.m. on September 16th, September 23rd, and September 30th at the City Recreation Center, the same place we're having the job fair. And for families and businesses that complete all 3 weeks of that, we will have a little prize at the end, some continuing assistance, professional assistance in monitoring your finances. So please spread the word to your Spanish speaking friends on that. And we're excited to help that community out. I think Aaron probably has talked about the broadband survey, or will talk about the broadband survey, but I'm going to do it again. Please, everyone, fill out that broadband survey. We're getting good numbers in, but we're looking for more. And then I'm just so excited that Ms. Cannings was on today to talk about her RISE market. We are super excited to see that event take place also at the rec center, and just excited to see that opportunity for our African American entrepreneurs. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Larissa. Any questions of Larissa? If not, thank you very much, Larissa. I appreciate that. I do not see the city manager on the line, but I will ask if we could to hear from the director of Visit Nacogdoches, our great colleague, Sherry Morgan, and she's going to do double duty this morning. She's going to cover not only Visit Nacogdoches, but the Nacogdoches Area United Way. So good morning.
Good morning, Wayne. Good morning, friends. I'll start off with the United Way report. Gary Lee wanted me to express his regrets for missing this call. We all know that he rarely passes by an opportunity to speak in public. So he is busy, as is Caroline and Kenny Rena, in preparing for tonight's launch for this year's Better Days Are Here Nacogdoches Area United Way campaign that will take place at 5:30 at the Fredonia Brewery. Admission is $30. The food will be provided by Stonehouse Kitchen, and we will be entertained by a steel drum band. So a nice little Caribbean evening to launch a very important campaign. A couple of weeks back, the allocations committee for United Way met, and we were able to bless in varying quantities of blessings for a total of $250,000. Our 20 plus partner agencies in the Nacogdoches community. As you know, money that is raised in Nacogdoches County stays in Nacogdoches County. That raised in Shelby County stays in that county, and it goes to directly help our friends and neighbors that are in need. There are various ways that you can contribute to United Way. You can organize a workplace campaign, which is payroll deductions. You can become a cornerstone donor, which is more of a personal donation, and there are different tiers and levels of giving for that. A new one this year is called 365, which is a one-time donation of $365. So that's pretty accessible and is a great answer for some of our smaller businesses. You can be an event sponsor, or you can do a one-time donation based on a fundraiser. Maybe you have a Bible study group or a bunco group and you want to do a fundraiser, or we here at the CVB could do a bake sale, an example of that. But all of that money that's raised, there's a small portion that goes to cover the overhead for the staff and a half that runs United Way, but then every other penny goes back directly to those people in need. And this is a special time of year because we were able to experience the allocation of the money that we were able to raise last year, as well as set our goals for this upcoming year. So we get to see this full circle moment. So again, the launch for the campaign is tonight at Fredonia Brewery at 5:30. And then coming down in the pipeline, we will be doing a turkey trot. COVID safety protocols will be in force, and then there will also be some announcements coming soon about the annual lighted Christmas parade. And last, and certainly not least, on our board, we are fortunate to have with us the volunteer certification program that's being put in place by the School of Social Work. And Marenti Oliphant with Stephen F. Austin is in charge of that, and sorry, I'm losing my words. It contains various levels of training for a wide spectrum of different volunteers, including disaster volunteers, which is timely in the wake of Hurricane Ida. And if you want more information on that, please visit either with Gary Lee by text or phone call if you're feeling lucky, or you can visit the Nacogdoches Area United Way website for more information on that. So that's United Way. And now switching over to Visit Nacogdoches, where I have actual written notes. Hotel occupancy for the month of July measured at 53%, leaving us at 52% occupancy year to date and 48.6% for the last running 12. And for the first time in, last month was the first time in 2 years, all of our numbers across the board are in the black, and that is a beautiful sight to see for sure. Foot traffic at the Charles Bright Visitor Center has slowed some due to the start of school and fewer vacationers, but it's still robust. We are still seeing a lot of people coming through the doors. Last week, staff attended the Texas Association of Convention and Visitors Bureau in Conroe at Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville Resort. Visit Nacogdoches submitted 5 entries in a competition that's known as Idea Fair, where destinations compete against one another within same budget categories. So we fall in the under $1 million budget category. And we placed in 3 of those 5 entries. We brought home 2nd and 3rd place in branding, one for full moon summer concerts, and the other for our micro campaign that was called Making Hipstery. And then we brought home a 3rd place in our pandemic recovery branding of We Bend, Not Break. Winners are chosen by our peers, which make these recognitions all the more meaningful for us. And we stand humbled by the praise and proud for representing Nacogdoches in a manner befitting her. Lastly, one of my jobs here as Executive Director for Visit Nacogdoches is to define our key performance indicators, or KPIs, which is just fancy talk for how we measure our success. We look at hotel occupancy counts, and we count the number of people that come through our doors here at the Visitor Center, and we put our work up against that of others in our field and competitions. We measure the reach and scope of our marketing and lots of other metrics, but one unlikely measure presented itself this week, and that's the number of people who choose Nacogdoches as their safe shelter to wait out events such as Hurricane Ida. And they come here and await the news of how their homes fared in the wake of disaster. We should not take lightly the honor that this is, this role that we can serve in our community, to be selected by these people. And they do so not because of any ad that we've placed in Texas Highways or Texas Monthly or any billboard that they may have seen or anything on Facebook. They could have landed in any number of places around us, but they chose Nacogdoches because of all of us, both on this call and not. The care and compassion of this community does far more than just resonate with people. It screams from the rooftops that you are welcome here and we will take care of you. Thank you all sincerely for your part in making our community so giving and so heart forward. It's noticed and it's appreciated and it shows. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. Any questions of Sherry? Well, thanks again, Sherry, and for all you and your colleagues are doing down there at Visit Nacogdoches. I'm pleased to welcome this morning Nancy Wyndham, the President and CEO of the Texas Forest Country Partnerships. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning. I have missed seeing all of you on Tuesday, so this is a treat for me. Thank you so much. Quickly, I wanted to share, and Kelly's going to send the link out or either post it on the Nacogdoches Chamber. Each week, we send out a newsletter which has links to different things, and I will quickly go over those. And first one, of course, I want to remind everybody to mark your calendar. On October the 26th, the Texas Forest Country Partnership will be having their annual Economic Development Summit, and it will be focusing on workforce and education. And it will be at the Fredonia Hotel. Right now, the time is from 8 to 3. It'll probably be over about 2, but 8 to 3. But we're going to be working with the Texas Workforce Commission, the Deep East Texas Workforce Solutions Office, Small Business Development Center, Angelina College, Stephen F. Austin University, and our school districts, and most especially our manufacturers and our businesses in the area. So it's going to have a little twist this year. We're going to divide up the Well, we usually have the Small Business Awards. We'll have that at a different luncheon. So come and be prepared, but please mark that down on your calendar. And when you go to our newsletter, and Kelly has provided the link, just quickly, I'll go over the highlights, but please go there and look at these events and dates that are coming up. Angelina College has their Rowdy Week on October the 5th through the 9th. And there is a link to the Governor's Small Business Initiative Workforce in Texas. This next one will be tomorrow, and is specifically for entrepreneurs and small businesses and the resources. There'll be a panel there, and there'll be a Q&A. So it's one that I think a lot of folks will get a lot of information from and a lot of support. I do like the panels and the dialogue, and it is free. Also, we have provided a link to the Texas Forestry Association's newsletter. It is full of a lot of information that's pertaining to forest and wood products, but then there's other information in there as well. Rob Hughes is their director, and he's telling us that there's no bills currently assigned to the forestry industry, but they're very close to the legislative process. They'll be very involved in redistricting, which is going to be very important for our area as well as all over Texas. If you'll notice on the front page of their newsletter, they have a great shout out to Dr. Hans Williams. As you know, he spoke at the Chamber luncheon the other day and did a great job, but he's also commended for his efforts and his collaborative support for the forest and wood products industry and their relationships. Now also mark your calendar for October the 19th through the 21st. It is the 107th anniversary of the Texas Forest Service. It'll be held there at Fredonia Hotel. Nacogdoches seems to be racking up on these conferences. It will be there, and also during that time, they're going to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Stephen F. Austin State University Forestry Program. So it's their 107th annual meeting, but there'll be an emphasis on the 75th anniversary of SFA's forestry program. They'll also be there at the state fair, so September 24th through October the 7th. The forestry industry will have a booth at the Go Texan, and I didn't see Manuel on the call, but he's also the Texas Forest Trails. We have an opportunity to support a booth there. And that's in further discussion as COVID comes around, but we will be, I know the Texas Forest Country Partnership will be supporting an effort there at the Go Texan all through the Texas Forest Trails booth. And there's a lot of training webinars pertaining to pandemic there with the Texas Forestry Association. Also on our web newsletter, there's another link for the Small Business Association, small business support. So please go there and look at those opportunities for your businesses. Now, I hate that Gary Lee is not on the call because I'm sure he would have some comment, but we're posting Ray Perryman, who is an economist here in Texas that most of you, if not all of you, know. He sends out these articles. There's two posted there. One of them is Not Getting Any Younger, and the other one is called Math. Ray Perryman always has some great information there for us to read. And then there's a link for Group Texas 2036. They're talking about the federal recovery funds and the education federal funds on that one as well. So we'll come down a little bit more local. I talked to Mark Duran and Karen Stubblefield this morning. They're unable to be on the call. They're taking a tour of the Lockheed Martin plant, but they sent over, and Kelly, I'd sent the document which talks about the unemployment. If you will, on that document, it shows Nacogdoches is down. In June, it had a 6.8%, and we have decreased it to now we're at 6% here in Nacogdoches County. But for the region, in June, it was 8.3%, and this month, in July, it's 7.6%. So those unemployment rates are coming down. Let's see, and Mark also asked me, Wayne, to mention to you if you would excuse me, if you would say something about the service industry funds that he talked to you about the other day. Do you remember that conversation? If not, I'll get it from him and we'll post to everybody for that one. Last week, the East Texas Manufacturing Council met in Lufkin. They did a tour of Twin Disc. Manufacturers from Lufkin, Angelina County, and others were there present. That group is coming back together. Larissa was there. We had several Nacogdoches businesses present, and we're in the process of expanding that to include the entire region. One of the guest speaker at our last board meeting was Peggy Venable. She's Director of Appointments for the state of Texas for the governor's office. And if you have, for those of you that are interested in public service, which you all are, I would encourage you to go online and complete an application. Look at the list of boards that the governor makes appointments to. Our region is lacking in having representation on those boards. We need to have more people that are serving from our Deep East Texas region on those boards. It's critical. Sometimes you may think it's not a fit for you, but then you find out that those boards need to be diversified. They need to include, if you have an expertise in the medical field or accounting, you're very valuable to many of those boards. She did a great presentation, and if you're interested in that, if you have any other questions, you can call me at the partnership, and I'll be more than happy to make an introduction or help you through those steps. But that is critical, and I would urge you to do that. Also, we talked about there's a bipartisan legislation that was passed in Washington. It includes 5 states, and it's for a I-14 designation. And our representative, Senator Cruz, our Senator Cruz, well, a Republican, and then a Democrat out of Georgia, Senator Warnock. They both supported this, and it did pass in Washington. So it probably won't be in my lifetime, maybe not in my children's lifetime, but we do need to support the transportation like we have been doing the I-69 corridor. But there are other transportation arteries going through the region as we develop it out. And then last but not least, we have sent out our membership renewals and our membership invoices, and I would encourage those of you that are members to renew. If you're not a member, please consider doing so. We'll be more than happy to discuss any item with you. Right now, our office is handling 4 very active projects for the region that came to us, not from the governor's office, but from unknown sources as we're getting our word out about what our region has to offer. Bob Bashaw at DEDCOG was unable to be with us, but there is another site that he says you can go to and get all sorts of information about the region on employment. But one in particular I wanted to share with you today, and this has something to do with regional. No, let me restate that. It has everything to do with regionalism and us all working together. He will get a more comprehensive report out, but in the 11 counties that the DEDCOG serves, 45 for the people that live in Nacogdoches, there are almost 50% that work outside of the city limits. So if you look at people that live in Nacogdoches, but that go outside the city to work, that is almost 50%. So it's 45, 55. So it also has numbers on there for the census. We did drop in from the results of the census. So please go to that site, take a look at those, and it is a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nancy. Any questions of Nancy?
And we'll see you at the tailgate on Saturday, right?
You got it. Thank you, Nancy, very much.
Thanks.
I appreciate that.
Bye-bye.
Representing the Nacogdoches Independent School District, I see our friend Erin Wyndham on. Good morning, Erin.
Hey, okay, guys, let me tell you what Les said. We're going to blame it all on Les. School is up and running. I didn't need Les to tell me that. And there is a tracker up on our homepage, a COVID-19 tracker for the community to see active COVID cases if you are curious about that. Also, Monday is a holiday. Don't send your children to school. And if you work for us, don't show up. We're closed. That's all I have for you from the NISD. Also, Larissa was right. I do want to include the fact that we are still actively seeking responses to our broadband survey that has gone out throughout the county. And let me tell you in particular who we need to hear from: healthcare and agriculture. We would love to have the hospitals to fill out the survey. We would love to have any doctor's office, dentist, anything in the arena of healthcare, mental health, physical health, to do the broadband, complete the broadband survey. It will take 10 minutes, I think, to complete it. You do not have to be a IT person for your company. It is for the lay person to complete, but we just need from those addresses the response on how good or how not good your broadband is, so that we can create our action plan in the community to improve broadband. Also, agriculture. I know every one of us on this call knows someone with a chicken farm, or any kind of agriculture farm for that matter. It is very important to have good, strong broadband signal in agriculture. There's a million reasons why, and your agriculture friend will know that. So please encourage, we need to hear from that industry. I mean, you know, mom and pop organization all the way up to a big industry to respond to the survey. So agriculture and healthcare and continuing in the residential responses would be awesome. We are on the downhill slope of that, so help me get the word out. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. Any other questions of Erin? And I understand you have an orientation tonight for the lot crew, so we're looking forward to getting those parents and students prepared for the lot experience. So thank you, Erin, for what you're doing. I did notice that Anita Scott was on. Anita, anything going on at the expo? Silly question. If not, Anita probably had to step away, and I apologize for that. And I don't see anybody up there. She is. Anita,
I'm so sorry. Yes, I did have to step away for a minute. We've got a 3-ring circus going on here at the Expo Center, literally. We have the Sharon Shrine Circus happening tonight here in the main arena of the Expo Center. They'll have one show. It starts at 7 o'clock tonight, and the adult tickets are $20. The kids' tickets are $10. The first 100 adults pays only $9.99, and you can get your tickets at the JordanWorldCircus.com. And again, that's benefiting the Shrine Hospital. So please come out, bring your kiddos out. It's going to be fun. Also today here at the Expo Center, we have we're banding the broilers for the Piney Woods Fair, and that's that pickup for the kids. They're going to pick those up on today in the Civic Center, the downstairs room. So if you have any kiddos that are showing for the Piney Woods Fair, they're picking up the broilers today. So be sure to tell all your kiddos about that. We also, this September is getting really busy for us, and we hope it stays that way. Every weekend, we've got something going on here at the Expo Center. We have the North American Dog Diving Competition. That's something new to us. We've never had that before, so we're extremely excited about that. Admission is free, and they'll start their competitions at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it'll run until 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, just however long it takes. So again, that's the North American Dog Diving Competition. We're very excited about that. We also have the Piney Woods Youth Rodeo. That's going to be September the 17th through the 19th. So they'll be here all weekend on September the 17th through the 19th. Also on the same weekend, we have the Piney Woods $10,000 steak dinner. The tickets for that is $100 and it gets 2 steak dinner meals. The ag teachers are selling those tickets. So if you don't know the ag teachers, get in touch with us here at the Expo Center and we'll put you in touch with those ag teachers. Our number here at the Expo Center is 936-564-0849. And again, that's all benefiting the kids that are showing animals. So they're raising money for those students who are going to be competing at the Piney Woods Fair, and that all benefits our youth here in Nacogdoches. We also have the GNS Gun Show, September the 25th and the 26th. Also on the same weekend, we have the Region 5 High School Rodeo going on in the main arena. So we have a lot of stuff going on at the Expo Center. Not only are we doing that, we're also getting ready for the Piney Woods Fair. That is October the 13th through the 17th. So if you know anyone who's needing a vendor booth, we have some available. Get in touch with us here at the Expo Center. We also are going to be looking for temporary part-time employees as well. So that's a perfect opportunity for college students to work a little bit here at the Expo Center. We can sure give them some hours here at the Expo Center, and we'd love to have them. We need all the help we can get. Also an opportunity for volunteers. If somebody's got some organizations that's needing to do some community service hours, we can sure put them to work. So that's all we have going on here at the Expo Center. And if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
Any questions for Anita?
Sir?
Any questions for Anita? Well, if not, first of all, Anita, thank you. And I do have a few tickets.
Yay!
For tonight.
Yay!
For anybody who needs them, I have a dozen of them here at the chamber. If you want to swing by, these are for admits one child, 12 years and under, as long as they're accompanied by a paying adult. So if you're interested, swing by the chamber, see Sharon Hurst, and it's first come, first serve. We have 12 tickets for the circus tonight. So I will not be performing. So there you go.
Me neither.
Thank you, Anita.
Thank y'all.
I do want to let you folks know that on the 10th of September, we'll have the Paint the Town Purple Blitz at 11 a.m. here at the chamber. We hope you'll join us for the Zoom meeting on that. We've got ribbon cuttings ahead of us, the annual meeting on the 28th of September, which my understanding is from talking to Ms. Piper, we've approached 400 already registered. So we're down to the nitty gritty. If you're planning on going and you have yet to make your reservations, do so as soon as possible. And with that, unless there's anything else, I'll thank everybody for joining us this morning and wish you a happy and prosperous week. And again, I want to thank Miss Mable Cannings for her outstanding presentation today and encourage all of us to get involved in her very, very worthy endeavor. Sounds like a wonderful opportunity to impact Nacogdoches. Thank you, folks. Have a great day.